Our family loves playing board games together, but lately we've been in a bit of a rut, so we needed some new ideas. I was looking through the Rainbow Resource Christmas catalog, and not only do they have everything you need for homeschool supplies and even homeschool curriculum, but they also have board games and other fun enrichment activities. So I needed some board game ideas that were simple but fun, but also engaging so that even my husband and I want to play these games. The first new game I found is called Ticket to Ride. Now, this is definitely our family's new favorite game to play, hands down, especially if you have a little bit more time. It's not a super fast game. You can make it go faster if everybody's paying attention. But basically what it is you have a map of the United States. They also have other versions of like Germany and different continents that you can also get of this game, but we went ahead and got the US edition. So on this map, you're going to be trying to connect these different train routes to the various cities based on what you have cards in your hand. So you're gonna, at the beginning of the game, say you need to get from Los Angeles to Washington, D.C. And you're gonna have to create a path, but at the same time, everybody else is trying to connect their paths to different cities. So luckily there's more than one way in and out of every city, but my favorite part about this game is that the turns are quick. It's not like Catan or Monopoly where there's a bunch of different things you can do at each turn. Basically, there's three things you can do. You can pick a new location, you can create a train, or you can draw a card, but not all of them at the same time. So that's really helpful because it makes you make a choice and then your turn is done and it moves on to the next person. And so it's very fast-paced in that sense, which is great. This game is recommended for ages 8 up. We did have my almost 7-year-old play with us, and really the only modification we had to make was I had to read his cards to him and kind of point out on the map where exactly he was trying to get to. So once I said, hey, you need to get from this city to that city, he could figure out what route he wanted to take and what he needed to do, and he was totally fine playing this with all of us. The last thing that I really appreciate with the Ticket to Ride game is that it is already for 5 players. Now there are a lot of games that are 4 players, or you have to buy expansion packs to play with more than 4, or things of that nature. So it was really great for our family of 5 that we could all play this game together. Hi, I'm Stacey with Kids Learning for Life, and this video is actually in part of a collaboration with Katie over at Life in the Mundane. Katie has gotten several other homeschoolers together and created a playlist where we can all share what our current favorite board and card games are. Once you're done with this video, be sure to check out that playlist because I know I will, because I'm always looking for new board game inspiration. Next up is Racco. Now, I did just say that I loved the Ticket to Ride because it had 5 players. Racco only has 4, so that is the biggest downside to this game so far, but it's great if I want to play with the boys, or if my husband wants to play with the boys, or if they just want to play together with all 3 of them, you can do that, that's fine. But basically it's a card game where you are going to be trying to get your cards in order from 1 to either 40 or 50 or 60, depending on the number of players you have. Now, the trick here is that you're going to start out with a whole set of cards, and then in order to drop a card, you have to pick one up. So you're gonna pick a card up and you have to just replace it. You don't ever get to actually rearrange the order. So it's all about what is available in the deck that you can draw from. So that's where the strategy comes to. It's not just taking your turn and moving it from one, front slot to the back slot. You're basically trading out your entire deck by the end of the game. This game is recommended for ages 8 and up, but my 7-year-old was able to play just fine. Again, as we play more and more, I'm sure he'll get some of the strategies and be able to be even better at the game. Now, this next game is not technically a board game, it is a dice game, and it is called Tenzi. Now, this is a simple, quick game that our family can play at the evening if we don't have a ton of time. I went ahead and bought the party pack that comes with 6 sets. Again, we have 5 people in our family, but they do have another version that has 4 sets of dice. The object of the game is pretty simple. You have your 10 dice, you roll them, and then you're trying to collect 10 of the same. So if you have 3 5s, you pull those aside and you roll the rest, and you keep collecting 5s until you win and you shout Tenzi. Now, this is also fun because everybody's playing at the exact same time. You all start rolling at the same time, but then the faster you pick yours and keep rolling, and then based on the luck of the dice, whoever gets their all 10 the same wins. Now, when I did buy this pack from Rainbow Resource, I saw that there was a book, well, I thought it was a book, of 77 different ways to play Tenzi. Well, what I've now figured out is it's not a book, it's actually kind of like a deck of cards, and you would pull one and it says, you know, this time you're trying to get 5 of one and 5, you know, 5 5s and 5 6s. And so it gives you kind of these extra challenges instead of just trying to get to 10 every single time. So I definitely think I'm gonna be getting this and adding it to one of my kids' stockings to just add an extra little variable. Even inside the directions, they do give several different versions of the game. So what I explained to you is just one version, and with any game, as long as you all agree on the rules, you can make up whatever game you want with these dice. So it is just fun to have a dice game that is quick and easy and simple for everyone to play. All right, this next game is also not technically a board game. It is called Pickup Sticks. This is such a simple game. It's a bunch of sticks. It's also an old game. It's a bunch of sticks. You make a pile on the ground and then you slowly take turns to try and remove only one stick at a time, and whatever stick you're trying to move is the only stick that may move. None of the other sticks in the pile can move. It sounds simple, but trust me, I don't like this game as much as the rest of my family does. I find it infuriating because I try so hard to make it not move, and everyone's like, no, that blue one moved underneath it, and you know, what can you do? So I have felt frustration with it, but again, everybody in my family really loves this game, but they all also feel that same frustration every once in a while. So it's actually a great character builder to learn how to play together and to have to be called out on something and be able to be okay with that. So we have definitely had some fights with this game, but all in good learning fun. The last great thing about Pickup Sticks is that you can have as many people playing as you want. So for our family of 5, we all sit around the sticks and just go and take our turns. So it makes it really great as a family of 5 game. This last game was actually gifted to us by some friends last year, but we have really enjoyed it all year. It is called Mastermind. So basically what it is one player will set up a secret code, and then the other player will try to put in random guesses. And then based on what their guess is, you can say, oh, you have one color in the right spot and all the rest are not even there. Or you have one color in the wrong spot, and so you got to figure out where that color goes. And so a lot of critical thinking and strategy goes into this game, and it's a lot of fun for not only my kids, but I also enjoy it too because it makes me think, and I like that in a game. Now, the downside, it's only 2 players, so it's not something we can totally play as an entire family, but it is definitely something you could take turns with, and it's fun to just sit and watch as well. Or 2 kids could sit on one side and kind of work together while I have a secret code. So you could kind of mix and match exactly how many players you have, or even do it tournament style, but still lots and lots of fun. Simple, easy, and I love brain games that make you think. It just makes games so much more exciting. As mentioned earlier, all of these games are available at rainbowresource.com. And actually, for today only, we have partnered with Rainbow Resource to be giving away a Potholder Deluxe along with 2 kit refills. You can visit our website at kidslearningforlife.com/hollyjolly to get more information about how to win the Potholder Deluxe and also any of the other giveaways we have going on this week. Be sure to check out the full playlist from Katie over at Life in the Mundane about all the other board game suggestions from other homeschoolers. I'll definitely be checking this one out. And then you can also check out my video from last year with some other board game recommendations as well. See you next time, and happy homeschooling.